Okay. Please introduce yourselves.
Chairman, I'm Mr. Mainga, MD Kenya Railways, and with me I have my team.
Yeah, let them introduce themselves.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. My name is Stanley Gitari. I'm the Acting General Manager, Legal Services and Corporation Secretary, Kenya Railways. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fair enough. CEO, what you will do is you will read. I equally want to advise you that I've read some of these responses, so there might be some other things that we will require from you. And if we do require some of these items, we'll, at the end of this meeting, agree on a certain time frame that we require these particular items. And if need be, we just call you back for you to be able to take it from there. Good.
Yeah, yes, Chairman. I will be presenting to you the consideration of the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the Kenya Railways Corporation for the financial years 2017-18 and the year 2018-19. This is in reference meant from a request from Parliament and from this committee, NANDCS PIC 2021-118, which is dated June 30th June 2021. And Chair, Kenya Railways, we are here to receive the audited accounts for the year 2018-19. We can only therefore present the audited financial statements for 2017-18. And we here submit our comments and the responses on the issues raised by the Office of the Auditor General for the financial year ended 30th June 2018.
All right. Members, I just want to reconfirm on this matter, and I've reconfirmed with the Office of the Auditor General as well. 18-19 is about to be signed. It is yet to be signed. I think it has already been finalized, isn't it?
Yes, Chair, that is correct.
And 19-20, has it been finalized or is it still pending?
It's still pending. Actually, they are moving together with 18-19.
So they'll be signed together, because I know a number of state corporations, they were signed together.
That is actually the strategy that the Auditor General is doing,
yes.
Signing both years, 18-19 and 19-20.
Can you be able to give us some form of a time frame when they'll be ready?
I think, Chair, we can follow up, and maybe within the next 2 weeks we can follow up and ensure that within the next 2 weeks
we'll have those ones.
We'll have those two.
Okay.
We can put pressure on those two.
Okay.
Chair.
Thank you very much. Am I assuming you're holding the position of Henry?
Report of the Auditor General on Kenya Railways Corporation for the year ended 30th June 2018. Paragraph number 1, non-disclosure of material uncertainty related to going concern. Note 17.5C to the financial statements on critical accounting estimates and judgments indicates that the financial statements for the year ended for the year have been prepared on a going concern basis. However, the statement of financial position as at 30th June 2018 reflects current liabilities balance of Kenya shillings 182 billion 8,328,365. 2017 111 billion 999 million 219 and 78, which exceed the current asset balance of 55 billion 738 million 371,368. 2017 69 billion 551 466 570 by Kenya shillings 126 million 269,000. Sorry, Chair. By Kenya shillings 126 billion 269 million 956,997, compared to 2017 42 billion 447 million 752,508, resulting in a negative working capital. Further, the statement of comprehensive income for the year reflects an operating loss of Kenya shillings 5 billion 562 million 892,452, a deterioration from the 2017 operating profit of 273 million 676,747. The statement of financial position also reflects payables and accrued charges balance of Kenya shillings 34 billion 94 million 795,493, compared to 2017 2 billion 63,344,342, and as disclosed under note 32 to the financial statements. This increase is significant, amounting to Kenya shillings 32 billion 31 million 451,151, and represent a 1,552% change from the prior year. Management hasn't rendered explanation for non-payment. The conditions are indicative of material uncertainty exist that may cast significant doubt on the corporation's ability to continue as a going concern unless satisfactory measures are taken to reverse the trend. Thank you, Chair.
Go ahead, CEO.
Thank you, Chair and honorable members. In our response on the higher current liabilities than the current assets, here the current ratios of approximately 1 to 3 is attributable to deferred income, which is Kenya shillings 147, 913, 532, 872. In short, Chairman, about 147.9 billion. The deferred income is mainly due to cash received that cannot be recognized as revenue in the year. It is received but as a revenue when earned, and in case it is an asset amortized in the year the benefits accrue. As per note 35 of the financial statements, the main item is SGR deferred income of Kenya shillings 141.4 billion. This relates to the amounts received as government grant towards the SGR project from the Railway Levy Development Fund, RDLF. Once the asset is recognized, the deferred income will be amortized annually over the life of the asset. Chair, for trained creditors, the main creditors are SGR operator and the contractor's cost at the Kenya shillings 10 billion and Kenya shillings 21 billion respectively. The same are funded by the National Treasury, but accruals had been done at the end of the financial year. Therefore, Chairman, with the SGR operations and construction, the CA again is the CL, that is in terms of the ratios, as a yardstick requires to have a rider to the ratios due to the unique nature of the project and operations discussed above. The corporation undertaking as current liability in brackets growth as a relative faster than the current assets generated. Chair, on the deterioration of the operating resource from an operating profit of Kenya shillings 273,676,747 in the year 2016-17 to an operating loss of 5,562,892,452 in 2017-18, our response is as follows. The rail operation fall in two categories. Number one is passenger freight services, and Chair, world over, passenger services are social services to enhance movement of people, to create an enabling environment to spur economic growth. Freight service is the compensating business that can drive the break-even of the rail operation. Based on this fact, the corporation is embarking on a drive to increase the freight tonnage, which were low in the first year of operations due to market entry of SGR and the re-entry of MGR. Chair, in terms of the MGR freight service, services have been adversely affected after the referral of the services to KR after the termination of the concession with RVR in September 2017. The track requires rehabilitation, building back business relations with suppliers and transporters, which KR is seeking budget and also winning back the shippers. Chair, SGR freight services being the first year of the operation had only operated for 6 months, that is January and June 2018, at subsidized tariffs. That was a half of whatever we're supposed to have charged. Of the freight, 99% was containerized cargo. KR is putting in place mechanism to deal with conventional cargo like clinker, grains, and fertilizer. These have a higher tonnage and profit margins once exploited. KR also wants to build partnership relations with the shippers and embark cargo handlers. Also, an efficient is to synchronize operations with other government agencies like KRI and KPA, who are integral to the successful movement of cargo. Chair KR also aligns its human resource attempting to meet its new business model by having a new organizational structure in place. And lastly, Chair, is the SGR project is also partially complete with phase 1 and the 2A complete, while 2B and 2C pending. KR is therefore putting in place mechanism to increase its patronage by linking the SGR to meet-engage railway line as we await implementation of 2B, 2C. And this way, we will be able to capture transit cargo to other East African countries.
I think let's stop there and have a line of question, and then we take it from there. For purposes of, let's have the vice, and then from there we'll have Omar. Kandia, you wanted some questions? Yes. Okay, so let's have the vice, and then after the vice we'll have Honorable Omar, and then we'll have Honorable Kandia.
Yeah, in your response, you mentioned the main creditors are SGR operator and contractor. Who is this SGR operator? Who is the contractor as well? How was this contract done, and who signed the contracts? Secondly,
just a minute.
Can I repeat, or we are reading from the same script?
Where are you reading from, Vice?
No, from his response, he raised that the main creditors are the SGR operator and the contractor. Now I want to understand, who is this SGR operator? Who is the contractor as well? How was this contract done? Who signed for this contract? Then secondly, you raised that, of course, there is a deterioration in the operating results, and you are now already facing a loss of 5.5 billion. Is that right? Then that, of course, casts doubt whether there is any hope of continuity for the railways, because I think a loss of that magnitude, only at this very initial stage, will definitely show an indication that there is a difficulty in regards to continuity of the railway services. Thank you.
Actually, before you continue, the Vice had asked a question. I saw your finance manager nodding head, but that will not work in terms of the Vice was asking that at the year 2016-17 financial year and reported in 17-18, operating loss was 5.5 billion, and he asked if that is the correct position. Answer cannot be able to capture a nodding of head. So CEO, you just need to be on record. Is that the case?
Yes, Chair.
Okay. So why don't you answer his questions, or would you prefer to have at least two members?
Chair, we will respond on this.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me just clarify that when we talk of the operator, we are talking of African Star, who are operating in terms of operation and maintenance contract, SGR. And I will want to further clarify, there was, in that contract, there was a phased takeover, and I want to bring into attention of this committee that Kenya Railways currently has taken over 50%.
On which contract was there phase over? The contract of
operations and maintenance.
Not the contract for building the railway.
No.
Okay.
So in that contract, we were supposed to build in capacity, local capacity, which we have built in the last 3-4 years. And this year, last year, we started a process of taking over. And Chair, I can commit to this committee, we have taken almost 50%. Now, we have taken over the ticketing system. We have taken over the security services. We have taken over the fuel management. And we are now getting into the next phase of takeover. And what we are saying here is, initially, Chair, this system was complicated. And we wanted to build local content of human capacity in terms of operations. And Kenya Railways, through the government, we have been able to build that capacity, and we are able now to manage some of the areas that we are now managing. Currently, I will tell you from 2016-17 to 18, in terms of this contract now, we have a quarterly savings that have come as accrued takeover of about 1 billion.
The question that the Vice asked you, actually I'm impressed with that. It is good that we have local content and local taking it over. But what the question that the Vice Chair was asking is who signed this contract?
No, Chair. It was signed.
It's actually good. I just want to commend you, the fact that you have there is that phasing out.
Yes, sir.
But the question that he asked is, who is the one who signed this?
This contract, Chair, was signed by the O&M, the operation and maintenance contract was signed by Kenya Railways. Yeah, this was in the year 2017. In the year 2017.
In the year 2017, okay.
Yes, sir.
And Vice, you were asking something else?
Let me now clarify to you, sir, on the second contract. Who is the contractor? The contractor for phase 1 and phase 2A of SGR was CRBC, China Railways and Bridge Corporations.
I think that one was something that we all know that one. Maybe the Vice just wanted to clarify. So we are still on this part of the operator. This contract was signed by Kenya Railways in 2017, you said?
Yes, sir.
And it is for valid for how long?
No, Chair, this contract was valid first for 5 years renewable. And what we have done now is to go ahead after building local content and capacity to take it over in advance.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking you that is because if it was signed by Kenya Railways, why are the bills paid by Treasury? Are you seeing what it says here? It says these bills of 10 billion and 21 billion, the same were funded by the National Treasury.
Chair, I'll ask my finance and my language officers to clarify.
Okay.
But what happened is the contract was in such that the revenues and the money generated goes directly to escrow account which is held by National Treasury. So all the monies, even whatever the income generated through SGR, it goes to National Treasury in terms of repayment of the loan and also making sure that all the payments are accrued and paid to.
And this is you see there are two issues here. One is the issue of the income that you